In today's video, I'm going to go over the absolute fastest way that I have found to possibly gather rough stone. Now, rough stone is actually currently bottlenecked in the PS4 market. I know it's also bottlenecked in other platforms as well. People use this to process polished stone, which is used for node wars, which is used for cooking utensils, alchemy utensils, all kinds of stuff. You can see there's 41,000 pre-orders at the moment. And where we're going to be going is we're actually going out into the desert. We're starting here at Sandgrain Bazaar. And our goal is to go to Pilgrim's Haven. And before we go out there, there's a couple things that you should really prepare for. There is a desert debuff out there, so you're going to need the purified water, and you're going to need some tea. Other things you're going to need some pickaxes. I suggest plenty. Gathering clothes, I'm just using the basic ones they give you for hitting professional. You can get better if you want. It doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to bring some life experience items. I'm going to bring, a perfume, some suit tea, and then we're going to get our villa buff. And on top of that, you guys can also bring energy potions if you really want. I typically don't use them very much. I find them uh, not really efficient if you're going for money. However, if you don't really care about silver loss and you're just going for rough stone so you can speed up alchemy and cooking, or do whatever you're going to do with your polished stone rough stones, you can bring a ton of energy potions and stay out here all day and get a lot of energy to farm rough stones. Also, do note that it seems to me that currently it is buffed out here as far as sharp and hard stone drops. And I've actually been getting almost enough sharp stones to cover the cost of energy potions if you really want to take that into consideration. Okay, so now with our villa buff, if you do not have the tent, this is the one you want. It's on the way here. It's on the way to Sandgrain Bazaar. And you just come up here and you're going to want the turning gates. Now, let me come out here out of town because you can't summon a tent in town. And I'll show you why we're going to want this. Of course, life skill experience. It's always good. Um, oh, invalid. There we go. My bland ass tent. Now you press triangle on it, you got on a village scroll, and so this is the big thing. Energy recovery +1. So I'm running a Blessing of Comicil, which is essential. If you do not have that, I highly suggest that you're going to make enough money off of doing any kind of life skills or any one of my videos to cover your 15 days of Blessing of Comicil. It's highly worth it. Just get it. It just makes sense. But we're going to get this Villa buff because of that energy +1. So every 3 minutes, we will be regenerating 4 energy instead of your standard 1. Also, the extra life skill experience does help. And then on top of that, once we get there, I will also be using these. I still have these left over from the event, which, okay, I got a annoying bug on my screen. But these give, you can't see it right now, but they give an additional 1 energy. And now you can see I already have the desert debuff. Got to use I used the wrong one. Got to use the purified water. And we're good. I also bring potions. But you don't really need them if you pay attention to your buffs. I'd bring them anyways, though, just for safety. Now, you see this mountain line here? We're going to go all the way down to the south side of it. I don't have a camel. Don't really care. I just run everywhere. Once we have faster horses and stuff in the game, I'll start caring about it, but I just run everywhere for now. Oh, another thing I also forgot to mention is when you go in here, you want to make sure you have stuff to get your gathering up to 5. I get 3 from guild, 1 from clothes, and then I brought food with me to boost me up to 5. That gathering speed is crucial out here. Um, it just makes sense to have it. And you can just run a Balanos meal, and that gives you 2 gathering. And there's various other ways to get your gathering up. Just make sure you get 5 because it just makes sense. Then you can play some hardcore parkour on the rocks. You don't have to, but I suggest you do it because it is fun. And then here, we're actually going to climb this mountain just so I could show you what to look for. Now this is what you want to look for. You see this little settlement over here? That's what we're going to be aiming for. We can drink one of our teas. We're pretty much here. And see, it's really not that hard. You just got to run to the south side of the mountain line, and then you come straight up, and that's it. It's very, very easy to get to. Make sure you got your pickaxes, whatever that. And if you have any life scrolls, you could use them out here. Power level your gathering a little bit. I used all mine for cooking, but they're also very good. And then down here is kind of where you want to go. You'll start seeing all these little sticks and things like that, and we're here. So these little coffins and stuff, you'll see all of these are all stuff you can mine. Those are really good. They're everywhere. Then you got these roads. You can mine all of these roads. But my favorite part about this place is in all of the corners, right around what would be this campfire, this big bonfire thing, you got these things. Now, if you look at all these are mineable. So what you can do is you just sit here. Here, let me pop, I'm gonna pop my ring, and I'm gonna pop my perfume. But now we could just sit here and mine, mine, mine. And so you could literally sit in one spot and just keep pressing triangle. And you can mine these things sometimes 15, 20 times without even moving. And you could just, if it does stop, you can circle around. Each one of these things has a lot to them. So then once that one's out, I've seen even one more pop up at the top up there. I'm just too lazy to go back for it. But you could just move to the next one of these things and start doing the same thing. You could see their wonderful spaghetti code has that annoying buff in the middle of my screen though that I don't feel like getting rid of. And then from my experience from last time, I got right around 7,500 rough stone in about 4 hours. 4 hours of monotonous gathering. Sucks. But I did get about 7,500 rough stone. Now, I also did get 17 sharps, 14 hards, and a lot of other ore that's worth something. I didn't really value that, but in 5 hours I made right around 130-ish mil total, which isn't game breaking, 25 mil or so an hour isn't crazy, but it's the rough stones that are bottlenecked, and if you're using them for crafting to make even more money, this is the absolute best place to get them. Um, but I think I covered pretty much everything. Actually, I'll show you guys the other locations real quick so you can find them easier. So there's that corner, and then you come over here. There's one in the middle. These are all, the middle one's really good. There's like 40 nodes in here. There's one over in one of these corners. I always get lost here. Okay, there's a couple at the end of the road. And these here are actually really good too. There's tiny ones here that don't look like they're much, but all of these are actually really good through here. And then I think there's one more up in this corner if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I am mistaken. But those are just what you want to look out for, is all those pillars. And what I do is after I'm done mining those, I actually just come here and switch server and pick a different one. And then you go and all the nodes on that server are all respawned. So I hope this helps. I hope this helps clear up the bottleneck for some of you guys. I know you guys were complaining you don't really have enough rough stone to really life skill or do certain things or make good utensils, so you really haven't been doing that. So I really hope this helps clear up some of the bottleneck. And even if you just want to do this and power level your gathering and then sell the rough stones on the market, since there is a giant demand for them, and it is really easy money. Um, and thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, let me know what you want to see next, and I'll get to it. Take care, guys.